Hi, I'm Ilka, and I'm living and thriving with neuroendocrine tumors.
And my name is Shane. I'm Ilka's son, and I've been her main support system over these last 3.5 years as we've navigated the journey.
We're here to give you some takeaways, things we've discovered. We sat back and thought things that have helped us and things we've realized that we want to share with you to help you on your journey.
Yeah. After about 5 years of symptoms we couldn't quite pinpoint, Mom was diagnosed in September of 2020 with stage 4, grade 1 pancreatic neuroendocrine tumor that spread to her liver. It's quite a mouthful, and it was very, very scary to get that phone call.
Yeah, I had an out-of-body experience just to hear the word cancer. What? I have cancer? And go through the stages of shock, fear, anxiety.
All while then having to schedule appointments for CAT scans, PET scans, and just biopsies. So much happening at first.
Yeah, I remember freaking out. One of my first MRIs, got to go in the tube. And I told the guy, you got to take me out. And I was sobbing. And I'll never forget that moment. He gave me a big hug and said, we'll take care of you.
And that's normal. That's a normal reaction, right?
Scary.
You've come a long way.
I had to take medications in the beginning to get me through those 45-minute MRIs. And now
Piece of cake.
I'm good. Piece of cake.
Yeah, easy for me to say, right? But we learned really early on that it's important to educate yourself, which is what you're all doing here today. You arm yourself with the knowledge to take to your doctor's appointments, to ask the right questions and navigate the journey the way that you know is best and the way that the doctor should know is best. Which brings us to our next point. Find a doctor that is a specialist in neuroendocrine cancer. And sometimes it might take 1, 2, 3, 4 opinions to get you to the answer that you're seeking. I'm so glad we asked questions early on because it took 3 opinions for Mom to have her first debulking surgery in January of 2021. Since then, Mom's had 5 embolizations and another debulking surgery in November of 2023. And she made it through.
Yeah, you get through it. And sometimes in those moments, you say, boy, this really stinks. But you get through it. So one day at a time.
Yeah.
Shane has been my source of Googling and acquiring the information. I'm lucky. I'm fortunate. Not everybody would have a Shane to do that.
I think I've Googled it maybe only like 20 or so times a day since Mom was diagnosed.
A day.
Yeah, no.
And I've never Googled it.
Still, to this day.
Maybe once for Rare Disease Day to post something on Facebook.
All right, I'll give you that. So once you've kind of started your journey, then it's important to find a support system. Whether it's a friend, a family member, or a great group like LACNETS, it's important to have that support in your life, especially from people who understand the journey. We've met some really amazing people along the way.
We do. We have dear friends now, and we support each other, whether it's through a text or we meet up. To remind each other, too, we're not on this journey alone.
We're not alone.
One other thing I want to say, too, with the educating yourself and interviewing doctors, you want to keep track of everything. You want to write it down, type it up, whatever works for you. There's a lot of information and you're never going to remember it all. So keep notes on everything, on your history, your medical history.
Yeah. Or have someone to do it for you. There's no right way to do this, right? It looks different for everybody. But it's important. It's important. It's your health at the end of the day. And once you've done all of that, it's important to take care of yourself, both physically and mentally.
Yeah. You have to definitely take care of yourself.
And sometimes that might just look like, acknowledging that this is really hard and maybe eating a pint of ice cream.
Yeah.
You never do that.
Guilty.
I'll make sure she takes her blood sugar tomorrow. But it's important. You got to do what you got to do to get yourself through this.
And to deal with the stress of it, because we all know stress is bad for us. Yeah. So dealing with the stress, what does that look like for you? For me, I read good books. I take a walk outside every day. I garden. I meditate.
And just like Mom said earlier, sometimes it might be one day at a time, and sometimes it might just be 1 second at a time to navigate what you're going through.
Yeah, that mantra for me worked to help me through one day at a time.
We also want to remind you there's a lot of hope out there in the neuroendocrine world. We want to take a moment to thank all of the amazing doctors, nurses, and researchers and advocacy groups that are working each day to move the field forward for patients like my mom and for all of you out there as well.
Yeah, thank God we have this medical field.
Yeah.
The best.
Super grateful for it. We want to wish you all the best in your net journey, and just a reminder that you are never alone in all of this.
Never alone, and we wish you all the best on your journey.